Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And Carla Marie is coming to us live from a bathroom.
Can I do something? I'm going to put something on. I'm on a marble countertop.
No, it just comes in and out. I think we just have to switch your cable at some point. Maybe I'll come by and drop mine off later after the show is over.
I can't use tape?
Probably not. Because if the connection itself is loose, the tape is just holding it in place, but it's not actually properly connected in the back. You know? Okay. See, like Rebecca in Jacksonville said, now it sounds normal.
All right, I won't touch.
And now it doesn't, but you're fine. Listen,
well, that's annoying. I don't like that for the people.
So this is annoying for the people, but you sniffling and blowing your nose in the microphone when people can hear you properly, totally normal.
Yeah, because that's natural.
Oh, okay. That's the natural body. Why does everyone say it's so gross? That is my least favorite argument, by the way. And this is not what we planned on talking about. But every time I'm like, listen, I don't need to hear about when anyone is going to poop, whether it's my significant other, my family members. Just go to the bathroom. Saying I'm going to the bathroom is enough for me. I don't need the details of what happens when you go there. And there's always someone who's like, but it's just our natural bodies. Yeah, great. I don't care.
That's why I'd like to remind you every time I get cramps and have my period, because you need to know what it's like.
But here's the thing. I actually still
don't give you the details.
I still don't know what it's like. You can tell me all you want. I'm never going to know. Listen, if I have like really bad gas, right? Then maybe that's kind of similar to what cramps feel like. Yes or no? No, is that yes or no? I'm at this.
No, and it's in a different spot. Like gas pains are normally higher up.
Okay.
Period cramps, as I describe it, and I will describe it this way forever, is as if there's a little man. Like it reminds me of like Mario running through the little tunnels.
Okay.
As if there's like Mario in there, and he's just like taking your ovaries, and he's in there going.
And what's he doing? What kind of machine is that?
His hands.
Oh, okay. I want to shout out Jules11. Is that Jules1108 who said they were wearing the same shirt yesterday. So thank you very much for supporting the cause here. I don't know I don't know what our cause is, but I like saying you're supporting the cause. It just sounds way more impactful.
We are the cause. B-Delp said it feels like barbed wire on the inside.
Okay, is there a natural bodily function, a body pain that you can compare and say is the most similar to period cramps?
I mean, I guess you would say gas, or like, you know, when you have to like poop really bad.
Yes.
No, because that's not even like there's no pains normally.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's less pain. That's more like nervousness. Like, am I going to make it?
Yeah, it's just almost like if you know when you pull out your back.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't like move. It's almost like that pain, but not constant. Where it's like.
So is it in the front or the back?
Front. I'm just saying it's that pain. Well, you can get back period cramps. That's a thing.
For your back vagina?
You also can have back labor as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Where's this baby coming out of? The booty hole?
I can't. I've known that, but I've also learned so much recently that it's absurd. Okay, so it's almost like that pain of like pulling out your back, but like for 3 days every 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's almost like
But again, you can tell me you're going through it as often as you want. I'm still never going to know what it's like.
No, but you should know that it's painful.
Okay, that's great. It's also different than saying I've got to go poop. Like, because there's nothing. So if you're telling me you have period cramps, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because you want me to know you're going through that phase,
pain.
Right? That you have that pain. You might be a little, snappy at times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more of a warning to me. I don't need if you've got to go to the bathroom, I don't need to be warned. Do you understand what the difference is there?
Yeah. But like one time I was like, oh, I'm responding as you in the chat.
Well, focus on responding with your words, Carla Marie.
So there was one time where I said to you, I was like, I think I'm going to throw up. And I went to the bathroom. I didn't throw up, but I ended up throwing up the other way, basically, but like bad. I was like, I'm sick. And I came out of the bathroom and you were like, did you throw up? I was like, no, but I pooped really bad and I feel really sick. And you're like, okay, I didn't need to know that. And I was like, dude, I'm sick.
Okay. But I still didn't need to know that. You could have said, no, I didn't, but I feel really sick. You would get the same exact reaction from me.
As I tell you all the time, if I pass out and you got to call 911 and they're like, anything out of the ordinary today? And you're like, nope, a regular day. You need to know why.
But I wouldn't if you came out of the bed. Okay, let's go down the road with this hypothetical situation, right? If you went to the bathroom originally and said, I think I'm going to throw up. Mm-hmm. I said, okay. And then you came out and I said, did you throw up? And you say, no, but I feel really sick. Okay, pause. That's where the story is right now. And then later on, you just passed out. And I called the ambulance and I tried to figure something out. And they said, hey, anything out of the ordinary? I would have said, well, she felt really sick and possibly nauseous earlier. And they would have run whatever tests they need to run.
Because they could be like, oh, well, if she had diarrhea, then she could be dehydrated.
If she's sick, she could be dehydrated.
No, Anthony, you're wrong. And the chat agrees. I'm sorry. I will tell you when you're right. This is not one of those times.
When will you tell me I'm right?
I did like last week once.
Okay.
I'm not saying I got to be like, oh, whoa, I just dropped a huge one. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Let's take out being sick then from this equation. If you're going to the bathroom, I don't need man, woman, partner, non-partner, whatever, friend, not friend. Mm-hmm. I don't need to know what you're doing when you go to the bathroom. Just go. I never understood. Because I have friends who are like, oh man, I gotta go drop a deuce.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Don't care. Just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
I'm trying to see what else we have in this chat because it is.
Well, we just got a really cool message.
Okay.
Rain from Washington said, good morning. It's finally my first time watching a stream live because I've been watching all of them back on YouTube for so long and I recognize everyone in the chat.
That's awesome.
That is so freaking cool.
That is really cool. And I will say and it doesn't matter to a lot of the people right now, but Rain, you're one of the people that watches on YouTube. The reason we haven't had our YouTube videos up is because both of our internet connections aren't that great. And uploading an hour and a half long video takes forever, even with good connections. So when I get back to Seattle tomorrow, tonight, they'll all be up tomorrow, the last 3 shows, basically. Mm-hmm. So that'll be done. But thank you for joining us live. And it's good to know that having the chat on the screen makes you feel a little more, comfortable when you get here.
It's so cool. Is everyone the way you thought they'd be, Rain?
Is the live show the same? But earlier, Carla Marie, and we do have to reset this because it happened during the countdown. So even if we were going straight into it, the YouTube crew wouldn't know about it. Explain what you were saying about buying things and making more money. Because I said in the chat, and you can do it now if you want because there's more people here, let us know where you're listening from. That way, if there's like a radio executive creeping on us, which happens a lot, they'll know that we have a pretty great national, if not global audience. And they're like, oh, we should pay them a lot of money to come work with us. And then you said what?
I said, yeah, lately there's been like a lot of things where I'm like, oh, I want to buy that. And then I'm like, I can't. Which in theory is probably a good thing because I don't need more things, but it's stuff like, oh my God, that product is like apparently really good for your hair. And like, I really want like this super cute new outfit. And there's like things I want to get for the cats. So I just have like a running list of things that I'm going to buy one day when I'm a millionaire.
So, and I'm so glad you said that because one of the things that I posted and it came up in our notification, if you saw it this morning, was fake jewelry and Spirit Airlines are the key to happiness. And you never would have heard me say that about Spirit Airlines until.
Or the fact that you are the son of a jeweler.
Yeah, I know. My dad's probably not happy about that. But I watched a clip of an interview with Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, and Shannon Sharp. It was like a long sit-down interview, but they posted this one clip to Instagram. And it was how apparently Chad Ochocinco, throughout his whole playing days, as loud and cocky and everything as he was, wore fake jewelry, never flew private. The clothes that he would reuse clothes, like which is kind of in the fashion world frowned upon, if you will. And he was saying how all of the guys that he played with that went out and bought real jewelry and real cars and all of this stuff, most of them are broke right now. And most of them are unhappy. And he's like, my name was more valuable than any of that stuff. So why am I lending my name to these other companies so that they can make more money using me kind of as their like spokesperson, right? If you buy a really expensive watch, for example, which and watches are the expensive things that I like, that company now, because you have a big name as a celebrity or as an athlete, that company is elevated because you're wearing their product. Much like, and as someone who has a clothing line, if you will, like our brand is elevated as you guys wear, you look great merch everywhere, you know, because you're lending your voice and your presence to a community here as opposed to a big corporation.
So we talked about this in the Morning Show podcast a while ago. Drake's like new piece of jewelry that has like a diamond for every time he was going to propose to a female, and it was like however much, like millions of dollars. And my thing is always like, oh, why? Like that's why Kim Kardashian got robbed for like showing that off. And either way though, even if
Drake also got robbed recently.
Well, even if you have a fake one, people will be like, okay, I'm still going to rob you. I don't know that it's fake, but like most of my jewelry is, I've never purchased anything like real for myself. It's either this necklace from you, a necklace from your parents, one of your mom's necklaces that I'm wearing, and stuff that my parents got me as kids. Like, I don't buy myself real jewelry. Like, I'll go to like gift shops and buy things. And that's it.
Well, I will say this. If you do want to buy real jewelry, like go to my dad. But it was a really cool, especially from someone, because if you watched football back in the day, and when I say back in the day, like 10 years ago, Chad Ochocinco was like one of the biggest names in all of sports. He was a trash talker. He was like this huge personality. And you would have assumed, watching at the time, that, you know, he was spending a crap ton of money because he was making a lot of money. You'd assume he was spending a lot of it on jewelry because he wore pieces that looked like huge, expensive pieces of jewelry.
But where was he getting it from?
The fake jewelry?
Yeah.
I don't know, because when we were in Vegas, when I was in Vegas with my brother just a couple weeks ago, there was actually a store in one of the casinos that was all cubic zirconia, whatever it is, CZs. It was all fake jewelry. And they all looked pretty legit, but instead of spending, you know, $45,000 on a piece, you were spending $300. It was basically all silver and all CZs. So you could get some stuff that looks legit. Like I used to have a fake Frank Mueller watch.
I don't know what that means.
Frank Mueller's, they're beautiful watches. I'll pull them up on the screen. If I was to spend a lot of money on a watch, this is one of the ones I'd get.
Fred the Mailman said Ochocinco made Twitter popular.
He did. He was like one of the first big athletes on it. Let me pull this up on the screen in a second.
Dana said, my sister bought a fake engagement ring that looks similar to her real one, and she wears it out more than the real one because she's so afraid of losing it or getting it stolen.
I know, actually, my dad has made, so when you use the word fake jewelry, there's like a bunch of different levels to it. Like you can get costume jewelry. You can get basically like plastic and whatever cheap metals that look like jewelry. Or you can get instead of a white gold band, for example, you can get a sterling silver band, significantly cheaper, with a lab-grown diamond over a natural diamond.
Love it. That's great.
There will be, like, my dad will make duplicate rings for people if he's making their engagement ring.
But why can't you just get that lab-grown one in the first place?
I don't know. Some people just like having it. The customs. I mean, there is some truth in the more something is worth, the more it means, you know? There's a little bit of truth there. If I'm willing to spend a certain amount of money on something, that item is going to mean more because I've made more of a sacrifice to purchase it.
But there are also people that can't afford that. And that doesn't mean that they don't love someone just because they didn't buy them an expensive thing.
Not what I'm saying. If you can, I'm just saying there's a group of people that believe that. And it's not 100% wrong. Let me pull up this Frank Mueller here.
Diva Woman said, my daughter-in-law won't wear it unless it's real. I have trouble with those kind of people.
No, I mean, it's a personal preference. Do whatever you want to do. So this is the Frank Mueller watch. Can you see that on the screen, Carla Marie?
I can.
So that's one of them. Let's see. Is there a better shot? There you go. So I had basically a fake version of that. It wasn't as colorful. Mine was black and brown, I believe. But it was like a $75 knockoff as opposed to, how much is this one? This one is $6,800.
That's for something that looks like Alice in Wonderland wore it.
I love those watches. They are beautiful, beautiful watches.
They have that at Kohl's.
Let me pull up a different one. Hold on.
What is the number that you said?
What? For that one? This one's $7,500.
And people are like, I would never buy an Apple Watch for so much money. Like, this thing does things.
Oh, let's see. Who wants to chat with me here? Should I ask him what the best deal he can give me on a watch is?
Anthony.
What? What?
Are you kidding?
What am I kidding about?
You could buy a used car.
You could. But what
How
if
often you got to replace the battery on that thing?
This one is probably, let me see if it's automatic. Because some of them could be automatic. Let's see.
These are stupid. And get this company on the horn. I'm going to tell them it's stupid. I would like to know how many people buy these watches a year.
So this is automatic self-winding, so you don't need a battery.
It's probably wrong often then.
Not if you said it. So one of the things you'll have to do if you do buy an automatic watch, and you don't have to do this because I've had an automatic watch now for at least 10 years, and I don't own one of these, but you can buy a watch case that actually rotates. And that way when you take it off, it keeps the watch moving and it doesn't lose time. Because there are times like I have my watch over here, which I'm actually giving to my dad to fix, but if I don't wear it for about a day and a half, I have to reset it every single time, which is annoying, not because of the time, but because of the date. Because if I don't wear it for a while, I've got a lot of spinning to do to get from like a 2 to a 31. Okay. Or I can just wait, I guess.
Stop. We're done. This company goes in the garbage.
No way. You do not say that about Frank Mueller.
No, what I say goes about the garbage, and this is going in the trash.
Did you tell everyone that you weren't the first person to think of in the garbage?
Hold on. It goes in the garbage disposal. That's how bad it is. Because you know what? This is stupid. Who is spending money? It doesn't even have a diamond on it.
It doesn't need a diamond, though. And actually,
it looks like plastic. I'm telling you, they have those at Kohl's.
I'm sure they do. There are a lot of knockoff Frank Mueller watches. And here's the crazy thing. I'm actually surprised that you're getting this animated about a Frank Mueller, because if I pulled up a Rolex here, Carla Marie.
But Rolex is like gold and stuff.
Not always.
I swear to God, the appliances in this house have to sing a song every time something happens.
Okay, so for example, Carla Marie, I'll put this one on the screen in a second. This is pre-owned, according to this website. Pre-owned and not gold, okay? So keep in mind, you're getting a used watch here, and it is not gold.
The chat is killing me.
$10,000 for
at least
pre-owned,
it's shiny.
Pre-owned, not gold.
No. Yeah, Vicky, I would love people to know that, because Anthony is like the one that's
what?
High end. Woohoo! Ooh, I need this. I need that. I'm not going around in like Amazon secondhand stuff.
So I have expensive taste when it comes to very certain things, very specific things. And part of it, especially with watches, is because I did grow up the son of a jeweler. And one of my first jobs ever when I started working for my dad was basically being in charge of like the watch part of his display, because the watches were easier to sell. There's less back and forth, whereas diamonds and gold, there's a little more you have to know about them, where the watch, you just say, this is the price, and the person tells you if they want it or not. So I got into the watch world really young, if that makes sense.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's also like, if a woman was like, oh, I love this $7,000 purse, you'd be like, that's so stupid.
Yes, I would. Because it's not something that
and you don't even need
connects
a watch.
with me.
You need a purse because you put stuff in it. A watch, you just look everywhere and there's the time.
Maybe you just need less stuff. You ever thought about that? Maybe you don't need a purse
we have
to put
to
a lot
carry
of...
tampons.
You don't have to carry them, do you? All the time? Like every day? You have one with you? Here, I'll drive you nuts with this one, Carla Marie.
What?
So I won't put the price on the screen yet. We'll play a little Price is Right watch edition. Okay? So can you see that watch?
Yeah, that looks cool.
So that is a Panerai. Panerai? Whatever. Okay, how much do you think that is?
I know, it looks like you have to build it yourself.
You don't. It comes pre-made.
I'm guessing it's got to be $5,000.
$5,000. Are you ready?
Yeah. Panera?
$52,500.
No. You know what? Whoever buys that is also going in the garbage.
Let's see what other watches they got here. Cartier. Cartier has really good watches as well. This one's only $3,500. But I also don't like how tiny it is.
Anthony.
What?
No one is on your side.
I don't need anyone to be on my side. If I was spending $52,000 on a watch, I don't need anyone on my side. I have enough money to buy a $52,000 watch. Go on your own side, you broke bitch.
Ugh.
And by the way,
Panera Bread watches.
I was not calling Carla Marie a broke bitch there. Have you seen, I was actually talking to my brothers about this yesterday. Have you seen the Nick Bosa clip from when he was in San Francisco cheering on his brother Joey Bosa?
No.
So, wait, was it Nick or Joey? One of the Bosa brothers. One of them plays for the 49ers. One of them plays for the Chargers. So the brother that wasn't playing against the Eagles this past weekend was outside of the stadium, and an Eagles fan was kind of heckling him and making fun of him. And his response, because I guess they had talked about some fine he has, his response was, I can pay that because I'm rich, and you're just a broke bitch, is what he said to the fan. And which is kind of funny, but at the same time, as a pro athlete, I feel like you have to be able to handle some sort of heckling. And I don't think the heckling was that bad.
It wasn't, but also if you're going to heckle, you got to be ready to take it.
Agreed. I could get down with that as well. But I don't know if as a team I'd be thrilled about my player handling himself in public like that.
No. But you also hired these people that have insane egos. So what do you expect? I did see a question from, I think it was Karina. She asked if I feel the same way about purses, designer purses and designer shoes. I don't know which way you're talking, but I will tell you, I think they're so stupid. Like, there are times where I'm like, oh my God, it would be so cute to have like the little Louis Vuitton. And I'm like, I'll just go get a fake one or a bag that is shaped like that. Like, for me, it's not, I have to actually like the way it looks and it has to be functional. I've never really been in like, oh, I want this like level. Like, I wanted the Stanley because it looked cute and people said they liked it. I would not be buying $40 on a water bottle just because it was a designer. I wouldn't be spending that.
But let me ask you this, Carla Marie.
Yes.
That specific, put the water bottle on the screen for a second. So that specific water bottle, it's insulated. Obviously, it's got the straw. How much is that? $40.
Yep.
Okay. I am sure you could go to Target and buy an almost identical one for probably $15.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
So why didn't you ask for the $15 one?
Well, I didn't ask for it. It was just given to me as a gift because people like knew that I wanted it. But I bet you, unless it was an actual dupe, that like the lid, the straw wouldn't be as good. Like that does happen sometimes. And I get that.
But that happens with watches and purses as well.
I completely agree. But like $50,000 versus 500 or 50 is a little different.
Yeah, I know. And I don't think, even if I won like the Mega Millions or something tomorrow, I don't think that I personally would buy a $50,000 watch. I would buy a $5,000 watch, and I would buy one that I really like, a Frank Mueller there's three watches that I really have had my eye on for a while in terms of like, I'll treat myself when I get to a certain level or whatever. Frank Mueller, Tiffany used to have some, and the other one was Cartier. If I could get one of those three, just as like a pat on my own back, I would do that, but I wouldn't be spending, $100,000, $50,000 on a watch.
Okay. One of my first paycheck, well, not one, my first paycheck at Elvis show, I bought myself a North Face raincoat. I don't know why I thought I needed that. But my first time where I was like, okay, I can buy something for myself. I bought a pair of sandals from Michael Kors, and that was probably 2011, and I still have them and still wear them.
Mm-hmm.
But I also bought myself a Michael Kors purse because I was like, I want this so bad. It was like navy leather. It was really nice. I still to this day love the style. So impractical because it was so heavy already. And I don't know where I never went anywhere where I needed a purse this big. I either needed my backpack with my laptop or a small bag. Still to this day, that's what my functionality is. Backpack or tiny bag. And this purse was I didn't care. I wore it everywhere on my arm. It was so heavy. And it got to a point where I was like, I need to sell this. And it took me 5 years and I finally sold it. But it was just now, looking now because of that, I'm like, nope. If it's not comfortable, whether it's shoes, a purse, a hat, I don't care. If it's not functional, not practical, and not affordable and cute, it's got to meet all of them.
So Vicky in the chat said Rolexes are timeless and last forever. So there is an argument to be made that certain pieces of jewelry, and I don't know if the same holds up for a purse, because I don't know what the wear and tear on a purse is, but certain pieces of jewelry and certain timepieces can increase in value over time. So there's an argument to be made that in certain cases, it's actually a pretty decent investment. I have a gold chain that was pretty expensive. And if I sold that gold chain today, I'd be making money on that. And it's just a gold chain. It's not a designer. It's not anything special. It's got no diamonds. It's just a gold chain. And if I sold it today, I'd actually be making money compared to when I bought it. And Rolexes, like Vicky said, Rolexes are one of the few luxury items that do appreciate instead of depreciate over time.
Well, I say all this now, but if I hit the Mega Millions, I'll probably get a Louis Vuitton Jeep. So
a Louis Vuitton Jeep?
Yeah, I'll get LVs all over my new electric Jeep.
I mean, you could probably do that now the Jeep itself would be the expensive part, but I'm sure you could go to any custom shop on Route 46 here in New Jersey.
West Coast Customs?
Or West Coast Customs, and they can paint on those LVs.
Mako? Does Mako do that?
Let's see. Omega has a good watch, according to Carrots by Noon. Omega does have some cool watches.
We're talking about things that none of us can afford.
Yeah, but that's kind of fun, no?
And if you can afford that, hit me up. I got some questions.
Jen said the electric Jeeps are so cute. I wish I could afford it. Are they significantly more than the regular Jeeps? I haven't looked at the price of a car in 5 years. No, actually, I haven't actually looked at the price of a car to buy a car since I got my first Jeep, my only Jeep in high school.
Guys, everyone's redeeming Hydrate. I'm going to pee myself.
I didn't even check. Did we? Because I have a different chat on the screen. Did we come anywhere close to a hype train today?
I didn't see it. I did see the comment you made that's been pinned for so long.
You're an ass. I just saw it. Unpin. How do I get this thing off the stupid screen? Unpin this message. There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have to talk about something.
Like what, Carla Marie?
I think I was the stinky girl in class living up to all of the Seattle stereotypes. Yesterday.
Why is that?
So yesterday I went to Orange Theory in Totowa, New Jersey, and I'd say 10 minutes into class, I was like, oh no. I could smell my armpits, and I instantly remembered that I forgot to put on my deodorant. And I was like, oh. And they've been extra stinky lately. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm going through puberty or something, but
maybe
it's been getting bad.
Hopefully one day.
And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So I'm like, man, I stink. So there was a point in the class where you go from the floor to the treadmill. And I went out to the bathroom because they often have deodorant and they had men's, and I sprayed it. But this is what happened. So let me just explain this. You each have a station, whether you're on the floor or the treadmill or the rower. Mm-hmm. Say I was station number 8. The guy next to me was 7. There was no one at 6, and there was someone at 5. So It went 5 a person, 6 is empty, 7 and 8.
Okay.
Me and this man. We go to get on the treadmills, and he moves over to the empty spot.
Wow.
So it's not like he moved over to be in between no one else. He moved over to be next to another person.
So he could have been next. He could have been next to you, or he could have been next to someone else.
Next to me as assigned.
And he was, yeah, okay.
And he moved over, and I was like, he definitely smelled me and moved.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Carla Marie. That's definitely a sign
But
that you were the stinky kid.
But I was like, I laughed because I'm not normally the stinky kid in class, but whatevs. But I was like, well, if anyone know I'm from Seattle, they're going to be like, oh, these hippies in Seattle.
Well, no, here's the good news. So that's not your normal place to take a class, right? That's not your normal Orange Theory.
No, I went back today, and no one wanted to be my partner.
So, but the good news, like if this was your Orange Theory, your normal Orange Theory in Seattle, you definitely don't want to be the stinky person because people are going to remember that.
No, but
what?
At Orange Theory in Seattle, I know most of the people now where I can be like, do I stink?
Okay. But at least this isn't a place you're going to go to often where you're always going to be the new stinky girl.
Well, I went today, and it was a partner.
The same one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was a partner workout, which is what I do. Like, I know there are people like, oh, it's a partner workout day. I hate that. I've only done them like 2 or 3 times, and I've been going to Orange Theory for a year. So I do not let this discourage you from being like, I don't want to talk to people. I actually enjoy partner workouts, and often you do not have to talk to the person. It's a matter of, I do this, when I finish, then you get to go, I rest. It's just really just to switch things up. It's you don't have to ever speak to the person. It's just like almost like you go, I go, you go, I go, whatever. So the instructor was going around today, and he was like, okay, you two, like just pairing people up by just their spots. And he goes to me and you, and the girl next to me goes, no, this is my partner.
Wow. So you were ditched twice?
And I was like, and luckily, like, I don't care. But what if it was my first day? And I was like, well, welcome to New Jersey where nobody's nice. So I didn't say that. I almost did. And the last guy didn't have a part. And he was like, you could be my partner. We're the misfits. And I was like, yeah. And then at the end of class, they were all like, oh, well, who got this many on the rower? Because you and your partner had to like add up your time on the rower. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, this partner group of men got this partner group of females got this. And I think we're the only one that was 2 different sexes.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, oh, Carla Marie and Rich, what did you get? And I was like, 1,800, but we win because nobody wanted to be our partners. I said that in front of the whole class.
That is kind of crazy.
They hate me.
And I get it that if they went as friends, they wanted to do the partner workout together. That is a weird move to be like, no.
And it's not like we're doing patty cake.
Yeah.
I literally had to hold a plank while my partner did 2 squats, 2 push-ups, and 2 something else. Then he held the plank. Like, it's not like we had to touch each other. Yeah. None of that. And I was like,
in some of the boxing classes I've taken at Title Boxing in Greenwood, they don't really break out. I think since COVID, they got rid of like any partner workout type stuff. They just haven't brought it back. But before COVID, you'd partner up, and it was usually to the person to your right or whatever. And all you really had to do, kind of to what you're saying, Carla Marie, is like one person would hold the bag while the other person punched. You know, it was you weren't actually working out with each other. It was more working out in close proximity and alternating, like you said. So the fact that this woman was so grossed out by you, Carla Marie, that she didn't want to be your partner.
Well, then I was like, what if she was here yesterday? Because I don't pay attention to anyone. Yeah. Right? It's like, what if she was here yesterday and I smelled?
I mean, you had 2 back-to-back days where people didn't want to be next to you.
And
you probably have a reputation in Totowa, New Jersey now.
Let me tell you something. Anyone who ever is like, I don't want that to happen to me. I'd be so embarrassed. Like, guess what? Fuck them. That's all I have to say. Don't be embarrassed. Go do the workout. Go make a fool out of yourself. Go have fun. Don't be a jerk to people. Just live your life.
So Tacoma Swifty said in the chat, Carla Marie, breakouts and partner workouts give me anxiety.
Nah, it's a great, like, I'm telling you, we did a partner workout at the Wallingford studio in Seattle, and it was during Hell Week. So it was a few months ago. It was like a hard workout. And this girl and I mean, we were like cheering each other on, and you did not need to do that. That was the first day we met, and she's super sweet. I don't even remember her name. It's not like we were besties after that, but it was such a good feel-good class. I'm telling you, it was amazing. And we were like, that was awesome. We walked out to our cars together. I was like, see ya.
I think when I've done it in in boxing classes, it's normally like you just with the boxing glove on, you just give the person like a pound and that's about it, and you're done. I don't think I've ever talked to someone after that.
But Life is a Hike said his cousin goes to the Totowa Orange Theory and he's gonna find out if she was there. But what if it was her?
Well, then we have to bring her on the show if it was her.
And here's the other problem. Separate of that, I'm putting my stuff in the locker today. And this is very hard to explain, but Anthony will know what I'm talking about. And right next to me, I hear two women kind of whispering. And the one's like, no, stop, shh, don't say stop. And it was very much like one of them said, I think that's Carla Marie. And the other one was like, oh my God, is it? And they're like, stop, she's right there. Like, I caught the end of it.
Well, what if, hold on, Carla Marie.
Like, that's the smelly girl.
Yeah, what if she's like, I need to tell this girl that she smells like a butthole. And her friend was like, no, you're never going to see this girl again. Just walk out.
I knew they weren't in my class yesterday. But
what if you were the stinky girl today?
I wasn't.
Debatable.
And it's always that awkward moment where you're like, I want to be like, hi, I'm Carla Marie. And then what if that's not what they were talking about? So
that would have been real weird. What if they're like, well, I'm glad you introduced yourself, Carla Marie, because you smell. And we wanted to tell you. Hold on, I think.
It's Fred the Mailman's mom's birthday.
Mom the Mailman?
Mom the Mailman.
Mom the Mailman.
Well, we don't have the song, do we?
We don't have, actually. Pause for 1 second. Well, you keep talking,
while you tell
Carla
that story, I'm going to talk about why they also hate me at Orange Theory. So, and this is just, it's such a New Jersey thing. Because if that happened in Seattle today, like if they were assigning partners, they'd be like, hi. And as much as we say people in Seattle are surface nice, it would have been a surface nice situation. They'd be like, okay, let's do this. Like, whatever. But then after class, the instructor said something about how, like, we do, like, Superman after class, like, stretch or whatever. Okay. Or, like, as a ab move. They changed it to superhero. Which I'm all for, because guess what? I'm not a man. So I'm a superhero.
Well, is it named after the actual superhero Superman, though?
So wait.
Right? Because you're probably doing this.
You do this, yeah. Okay, but two things. One, I don't know why it started, but I heard the instructor say, well, yeah, they're all superhero now. And someone was like, ugh. Like, did that. Like, they were so annoyed. Okay. And I was like, I started shaking my head. I go, or we could just do Wonder Woman and see what all the men think about doing that. And he was like, oh, yeah. And then also I realized I'm pretty sure it's a trademark thing that you can't call it that in a studio like that. I didn't realize till after the class. But I was like, people would have just been like, okay. Not, my days are because we can't call it Superman. Yeah. I was like, why are you guys like this?
All right, I'm trying.
So weird.
I'm trying right now. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, I'm not finding the happy birthday song on YouTube right now. It's being a little difficult. So, happy birthday to Mom the Mailman. We do not have the happy birthday song today, but on Thursday, I'll be back in our studio, and we'll have it all set up.
We could do catch up on all the birthdays we missed.
Well, who else? I saw, was it Wendy in Brooklyn may have had a birthday that we missed? I saw something else in the chat.
Oh. Damn. Happy birthday, Fred's mom, cha-cha-cha, is what Scotty said. So tell her thank you for giving us you.
So, Carla Marie, you've now spent 2 days with your sister and the baby, the new baby. Mm-hmm. How was day number 2?
Let me tell you about #mom life.
#ant life.
Well, I've been experiencing mom life. Right now, they're at the pediatrician. It's the baby's first doctor's visit, which is so cute. And that's why it's quiet in here. She's been fine. Last night, she only woke. I mean, we were still awake for her first time that she woke up. Yeah. The second time was like 2, 3 a.m. She did poop everywhere. So she had to be completely changed.
What, everywhere, like outside of the diaper?
Yep. And I'm pretty, my sister, like, she pooped all over her own clothes. So I had heard them fussing around. So I got up, went to the bathroom. I was like, is everything good? My sister was like, yep. And then I went back to bed. This morning, kid slept till like 9.
That's pretty awesome. Great.
Yeah. So that's awesome. But it's been so like I cooked yesterday, obviously, like they didn't have to do that. So I didn't do anything yesterday, but like just be around and cook. And then I was like, I am exhausted and I have done nothing.
Well, I will say, I was there for a little bit yesterday. I came to see the baby for the first time, obviously congratulate the parents, all that stuff. Even though you weren't necessarily doing, I'm not trying to minimize your contributions. No. You weren't doing a lot of like baby care stuff, but you did cook. And at the same time, you had that baby, you had your nephew, your great nephew, Michael's running around screaming. There's 5 people in the house. I think the noise, there is probably some sort of truth to the noise can exhaust you. And with a baby like Michael's literally just running laps and screaming, that stuff gets into your brain and it does make you exhausted.
But it's so cool, like watching my sister and her husband like learn how to be parents. And I'll like ask her a question and she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. Like you don't know any more than I do other than the stuff that you read over the last 9 months. But there was something I was going to say. Oh, so I get back from this workout this morning and I'm like, all right, I'm going to shower, blah, blah. But the baby just started waking up and my sister also had to get ready. I was like, why don't I'll change her. It's fine. So I start, taking off all of her freaking layers that she's sleeping in and then changing the diaper and then getting her dressed. And let me tell you something, changing a baby, even that tiny, because you don't want to break them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, put your little arm in the sleeve. And then my sister's like, make sure you count all the fingers because you don't want a finger to get jammed in there.
Oh, yeah. And so they are pretty like flexible at that age. So like you could definitely like have a finger and it's not like broken, but you could have a finger that's just like bent all the way back. Whereas if you did that to either of us, straight to the emergency room.
Yeah. So we're like, I'm doing all that. And then my sister's like, I already got to feed her. So she starts feeding her. And then I make my sister a bagel with cream cheese. And I go in there and I'm feeding my sister her bagel as she's feeding the baby, which in theory, she could have just ate the bagel and I could have fed the baby. But that's what we were doing. And then she's like, all right, I got to get ready. It's like,
she's not boob feeding the baby?
No.
Okay.
She was like, it's 10:30. And I was like, I didn't shower. So I'm sitting here in my workout clothes underneath this. I was like, now I've always, you
can be the stinky kid in the house by yourself.
I know, but I'm saying I've never not believed moms that are like, you don't have time for yourself. And I witnessed it happen to my sister today of like waking up. I got to do this. Oh, and then everything goes to hell.
So a couple of questions that came through the chat. One, why is your hand up, Carla Marie?
I was just finishing my thought.
Oh, okay. One was from Martha, who asked if I brought a gift to the house. So I was debating on my way there because it's like a 40-minute drive for me to get to where Carla Marie's sister lives from my parents. And my mom, first thing she said when I said I was going to go see the baby, you have to bring a gift. What are you bringing for the baby? And I said, I don't know. I brought
gifts for both of us.
And I knew Carla Marie had brought at least 100 pairs of clothes for this baby. And I knew that because it's the family's first baby, it's your sister and her husband's first baby, they were going to have a ton of gifts. And at some point, you just don't need more crap, kind of to go to what we were talking about earlier in the show. So I was thinking about it, and I knew I had to stop at a grocery store.
I needed things.
To get some stuff for Carla Marie to make dinner. And I was like, you know what? I definitely don't want to go completely empty-handed.
You were bringing the ground beef.
I also don't want to just bring something for the sake. I don't like when people think they have to bring gifts just for the sake of bringing a gift. Like I don't need to go buy a worthless shirt from Target just because, that says like beautiful daughter, or I don't know, something corny that they sell at Target. So I was at Target getting the groceries and they had eggs. And I was like, oh man, eggs are super valuable these days. This would actually be a great gift. What if I just showed up with a carton of eggs? So I really thought about it. I was going to get the eggs and I was going to get a card and I was going to write something in the card like, just remember when you had this baby, people were smuggling eggs from Mexico.
You should have.
But instead, I went with a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
Target had surprisingly nice flowers.
Oh, you went to Target?
Yeah, there's like a Target grocery store right off the highway.
That's why that meat was not the regular like grocery store meat.
It was Target meat. I don't know what that means, but it was Target meat.
I just didn't, yeah.
The other question was from Julie in the chat, and she asked if I held the baby, and I did not. Part of the reason I didn't hold the baby was I just don't like holding infants, especially this is 5 days old?
She's a week old today.
Like you're worried about bending her finger backwards. I don't need to get involved in this. But I've also been like super sniffly. And I was like, you know what? Maybe just when I come back in a couple months and the baby's a little more fully formed, Totally fine with it. Give me a couple months, and then I'll be good. But I was also I am kind of the booger king right now, so I didn't want to hold the baby.
But she's so cute, right?
She is a very cute baby. She's got a lot of hair. She's very. It's crazy to me, and she's actually for a baby. She's kind of big.
Wait,
what?
Would you say she's very what?
She's small, but I was gonna say.
Broke up.
Oh yeah, you froze for a second, but there's obviously she was what, almost 9 pounds, right? So like for a baby, she's pretty big.
She lost 2 pounds in the hospital, but I just saw the text pop up because my sister's at the doctor now. I think she's 8.2 pounds and 20 inches.
So she's like a normal baby, right?
Yeah.
But it's crazy how small they are. Like, it is wild. They're like, I've had burritos larger than that baby.
It's so true.
Right? I've legit, that's not a joke. I've actually had a burrito larger than that baby.
It's so crazy, especially when she's like scrunched and she's a little ball. But like, I also keep going up to my sister and like putting her by her stomach and being like, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
This was in you a week ago.
It is crazy.
And I also keep asking, like, so we got to feed her a bottle now, but like a week ago, what was this kid eating and who was burping her?
Oh, well, she was in the womb?
Yeah.
Well, no one.
I know, but like, it's just bizarre to me that like they function off of nutrients in the womb and like the umbilical cord and all of that. Like, it's crazy.
It is nuts. Let's see.
Sawyer, great question. I have only kissed the back of the baby's head. You're not supposed to kiss babies, and we are not. Only my sister and her husband are kissing her face.
Wait, what? But what's the kissing baby thing?
You can't kiss newborn babies. That's how they get super sick.
Huh. Well, good thing the Booger King did not get near the baby.
My sister did lay down the law, and she was like, "No one is kissing my baby's face. You can kiss the back of her head if you really want to." Which even then, we're just still giving her germs, but it's a little different. But
back of the head germs are totally different than front of the head.
Her head smells so good.
Her head smells good?
She smells like a baby.
Bad. Babies look like they smell bad all the time.
In the hospital, I was like, she definitely smells like body. Like she came out of a body.
Did the baby get her first bath yet? Is that like a big thing?
It is a big thing. Not a full bath. She's been getting like cloth baths. Don't you have to wait until the umbilical cord thing falls out?
Oh, this is something I learned yesterday because your niece, Carla Marie, was changing your other niece. Yes.
Nephew.
No. Alyssa was changing the baby.
Alyssa was changing the newborn Adriana Marie.
Yes. And she was like, oh, look, the umbilical. She mentioned the umbilical cord. And I was like, wait, what? Why is the umbilical cord still there? She's like, oh, you just have to wait till this like little chunk falls off, basically. I had no idea. No idea. That's
crazy.
Let me be honest with you. Babies, the miracle of birth, all of it. It's like conceptually a beautiful thing. That part, pretty gross. So like it looks like a little turd on their stomach.
It does. It's crazy. But I like have known about the umbilical cord since I was a baby because how do you not remember your little brothers having that? Like I remember Ashley having it.
Well, when Michael was born, I was 4. Maybe 3.5.
And Ashley, I was 3 when Ashley was born. I remember like you can't touch it, don't whatever.
I don't know. I think I've filled my brain with so much information that I don't remember things from when I was younger. There's just not enough room in there, you know?
You know what I did learn? And my
I gotta
sister
get
told me.
upgraded storage.
Sorry.
No,
my sister told me this from her virtual course that she took, that baby girls, when they're born, can have a period.
How? Like
it's just their things are starting to work. And I guess that happens.
So they never go through puberty? Like they just have it?
No, they have it and then it goes away. But it's like everything's kind of like functioning. They have it, like a form of it. And then isn't that absurd? Oh, Pamela from SoCal said because of hormones from the mom.
Okay. We cannot take calls at the moment because we just don't know if it'll work. Like everyone listening will be able to hear it. We don't know if Carla Marie will be able to hear it. So we're going to have to test that next week when I'm in the studio and have a better setup. So
wait, Martha said they can also leak milk from their teats.
So they can feed themselves? That's crazy.
I can't.
Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm trying. There's like a lot of baby facts coming through.
Yeah, it's like wild. It really is like it's a miracle. It truly is. It is one of the most insane things to ever happen. Ever.
So Jess from Minnesota said, my 5-year-old just learned about the umbilical cord and belly buttons. He went ahead and told all his friends in preschool. Needless to say, I didn't answer all his questions about where babies came from. Not sure if other parents would appreciate it. Yep. Kids are so funny because you tell them what, like, especially at that age, between like 3 and 6, when they learn a new fact, they have to share it with everybody all the time.
Well, I mean, I just, same.
Carla Marie, how long will you be staying with your sister is a question, or with the
I
baby?
leave Sunday morning, so I gotta, which will be nice, like tomorrow, not having to do Twitch, but they are going to a newborn photo shoot tomorrow, so I'm gonna get my sister ready. I'm gonna do her hair and makeup, so I'm very excited about that. And then I'll have like all day Friday and all day Saturday without having to like truly do work in the podcast, which will be nice.
The newborn photo shoot's a weird concept. I mean, I think in all reality, I think all photo shoots are a weird concept. Like engagement photo shoots, weird concept. Maternity shoots, weird concept as well. Like it's crazy to me, but I am happy for all of my photographer friends who have all of these new revenue streams.
Yeah.
Which didn't exist like 25 years ago or even really before Instagram.
No.
I think super rich people were probably doing it.
No, that's not true. Newborn shoots, because Gabriella and Alyssa 26 years ago had a newborn shoot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just like a friend you knew with a camera. They hired a stranger.
They went to a place and they put them in these little outfits and yep.
That's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Good for you. Not something that I think I'd like really be into, but if it makes you happy and you're enjoying that time with your baby and your person, go for it.
Martha said her son Jake recently asked her if she had a penis too. She told him, no, I have a vagina, and he told all his friends. My mom has a vagina.
That's actually pretty hilarious. Oh, man. Thank you to everyone who has supported the stream today. I know it is noon. It is time for us to get out of here. We're going to try to fix Carla Marie's mic for Thursday. I'll go run this microphone over to you, Carla Marie, since I'll be going back to the main studio.
Oh.
And but before I do that, you know what I'll be doing?
What?
Getting my first Taylor ham, egg, and cheese of the year.
Oh, of the year. I got these. Look what I got.
Rainbow bagels?
Yep.
Do they actually taste different than plain bagels?
I just got one because I wanted to know. So I'm going to take a little piece right now. No, it's a regular bagel.
It's just a plain, right? With just way more chemicals in it, I guess, because you're eating blue and red.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words, Carla Marie?
No, I'm good. I see a lot of people talking about photographers in the hospital. They did have a photographer come to the hospital and take photos of the baby, and she will have another photo shoot. So I guess this is her second photo shoot.
Jeez.
In her 8 days of life.
This baby's a model already.
Yeah.
If it needs any tips on being a pro model, let it know it can come to me.
Okay, goodbye.
And also, I want to make it very clear that when people are like, oh my God, Anthony's so hard to buy for, it's his birthday's coming up in June or maybe next Christmas, I don't know what to get him. Just remember this conversation and my Frank Mueller watch.
No, we'll get you a bagel.
I don't want a rainbow bagel. Peace out.
Peace out.